Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Radja with student number 7310231045, and today I would like to explain about uh, integrating perspective for L2 learning and teaching. This chapter compares three major teaching methods. It's grammar translation, audiolingual, and communicative. Maybe for the first one, I will start with the grammar translation method. The grammar translation method is one of the oldest methods in teaching language. It originally came from how Latin and ancient Greek were thought. And according to this method, people learn a language mainly by studying grammar rules, memorizing a vocabulary list, and then translating text from L1 to L2 and L2 to L1. And this is a traditionalist approach. First, you learn the rules, then you apply them. Uh, a typical unit from digital lesson includes the first one is a reading passage in the L2, and then a list of a new vocabulary with L1 translations, and then explanation of grammar points, and then grammar exercises, and then translation exercises, and last sometimes poems or short literary pieces for memorization. So it's focused on understanding written text, not speaking. Actually, there is a strength of this grammar translation. For the first one is clear grammar explanations, then good for building vocabulary, and then help students read literature, and then allows concise learning. And what I mean is students know what they are learning. Includes and the last includes some opportunities for inductive learning because students see structures in context when reading passage. And actually, there is a weaknesses of this grammar translation. For the first one is very little speaking or listening, and then heavy use of L1, reduce L2 exposure, and then mainly written input. What I mean is students don't learn pronunciation well, and then not based on any SLA research. And maybe for the next, I will talk about the audiolingual method or ALM. The audiolingual method became popular after the World War II, especially in the US. It was influenced by behaviorist psychology, and then structuralist linguistics. Yeah. So uh, in and in ALM's perspective, learning a language is like training your mouth and ears, and then building automatic habits through repetition, drills, and imitation. Uh, Each students learn structures by hearing and repeating, not by studying rules. So it actually looks like listening to a dialogue and then repeating the dialogue many times, and then doing pattern drills such as substitution drills or question answer drills, and then using a language laboratory for additional drilling. Maybe for example, what is he reading? He's reading a book. What are you reading? I'm reading a book. So students might practice the same structure to training until 30 times. There is a strength of ALMs. For the first one is build automaticity, and then improve pronunciation, and then give a lot of oral practice, and then use target language only, so students get more exposure. And for the weakness, meaning is not emphasized, and then vocabulary limited to high frequency words, and students may learn incorrect meanings if L1 is never used. And then delay reading or writing can cause spelling problems. And then maybe for the last, I will talk about the communicative language teaching, or CLT. So CLT began in the 1970s and is now one of the most widely used teaching approaches. So many Europeans move to other countries to work. They need practical communication skills, not literary translation or memorized dialogue. So CLT was developed to help learners for use language in real life, and then express ideas, and then interact with others. So in CLT, is learned by communicating. Language is learned by communicating. So students learn best when they use the language to solve problems, exchange information, perform tasks, talk about the real experiences. So it combines both traditionalist and modernist ideas. So maybe for the looks like of the CLD, so for the activities, what I mean is like pair work and group work, and then information until gap tasks, then role play, and then using authentic material like real articles, videos, or conversation. So I think that's all for my understanding about the material. I will close. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.